President Obama and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu breaking the ice today after months of tension. The two leaders focusing on Israeli-Palestinian unrest in their first meeting since the Iran nuclear deal was signed, a deal Prime Minister Netanyahu strongly opposes. Here with his take on the meeting, Ambassador Dan Gillerman. He is former Israeli ambassador to the UN and Fox News contributor. Ambassador, according to the Obama administration, this nuclear deal with Iran was supposed to sort of increase the liberalization of Iran, allow for more democracy. Instead, we've seen just the opposite. We've seen an American businessman arrested. We've seen a crackdown by hardliners on Iranians. Now, I know the prime minister is too polite to rub it in with President Obama, but do you think he's at least going to mention it?
Well, I'm sure the prime minister brought up Iran and the horrible threat which Iran is posing, not just to Israel, but to the Middle East, and in fact to civilization as we know it, and to the United States, that it still considers the big Satan. The Iranians have not changed. The Iranians are still on a quest for nuclear weapons. The Iranians are still the main engine and the main perpetrator, harborers and financiers of terror around the world. And I think that when they were left alone in the room, the Prime Minister has certainly made that and his opinion of this deal very clear to the president.
But rather than things just being the same, things have seemed to have gotten tougher. The hardliners seem to have more control than ever. Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong. Iran is not changing for the better. It is changing for the worse. This deal, which they negotiated in a very masterly way, mainly because they were faced with the United States that wanted this deal at any cost, and a Europe that was dying to do business with them, is now feeling much more confident and wants to really impose its rule and its sovereignty over the Arab and Muslim world. And it is continuing to be a terrorist threat, and it is not getting better. It is, in fact, getting worse.
Ambassador, finally, I have to talk about what's happening in Israel. The violence is increased over the weekend. We saw some dramatic examples of it. A Palestinian woman pulling a knife out at a checkpoint, trying to stab, I believe she did, but not fatally, thankfully, a man who then shot her. Who's behind all this? Who is encouraging? Who is directing the Palestinian people? I mean, I understand they say it's all spontaneous, but I suspect there is some direction underneath. Is there not?
Well, don't believe anyone who tells you this is spontaneous. This is a direct result of horrible, horrible incitement, which these young Palestinians hear in their mosques and in their homes and in their media and are raised on in their textbooks. An incitement, an ongoing incitement to kill Jews and to become shaheeds and martyrs with 72 virgins waiting for them up in heaven. This incitement is what is causing this, and I believe that, you know, it's something we've seen over and over again, and today we're seeing much more of it because the incitement is getting worse. The Palestinian Authority is weak and does not impose the rule of law, and Israel has to do everything it can in its power to defend itself against this horrible terror, because at the end of the day, this extremism is threatening not just us, but every democracy around the world. And we've seen this in New York, we've seen it in Europe, and we're seeing it all over the world, unfortunately.
Well, our prayers are with you. Ambassador Dan Gillerman, thank you very much. Appreciate you coming on.